Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 8 of the 75 Hard vlog. It is 7 o'clock. We're walking over to the gym. This is so nice. You just get up and then you walk over here and then open the door and start your workout. So here we go. About to get it started this morning. It is chest and triceps day again. So at least for this week, we're going to stick to the same rotation we had last week. And then I might look into switching it up a little bit. I'll definitely probably be adding some different exercises in there just to kind of switch it up, but also building the same muscles. So, all right. Well, let's get started for this morning. Thank you for coming to day 8. I hope you enjoy it. All right, guys, we are down by the lake right now. I'm just relaxing, just by the water in the Lord's presence, just relaxing in God's creation. I love being in God's creation like this. Like, there is something so relaxing and peaceful about just being next to a body of water. And so I'm so grateful that I get to just be and have peace. This week just kind of feels like a little bit of a retreat from home because where we live, there's two main busy streets. We live on the corner of two busy streets, so it's always constant noise. It's sirens, it's yelling of people outside. It's very stressful, and it's very wide out in the open. And here it's just so secluded and it's so peaceful. And so I really want to try to soak up as much time with the Lord this week in his creation and more in the quiet as I can. Man, guys, I don't know. Earlier today was just a little bit rough. During my workout this morning, just got pretty emotional. And this is where I'm just going to be super real with you guys. And that's my whole goal of this whole social media thing, is just being real with people. And I just got kind of emotional because, on the surface level, it's I don't use free weights almost ever. Dumbbells and stuff, I use those all the time. But barbell stuff, the gym I've gone to for years only has Smith machines and stuff like that. And so I'm not used to normal free weight exercises. And for some reason, something about this morning's workout just felt weird. It didn't feel like it was working the muscles it was supposed to. And I've just been pretty self-conscious recently just about with where I'm at physically. And I just got super frustrated, and I got super, just kind of, self-conscious and frustrated with myself. And I don't know, what kept going through my head was I want to be different. I want to be better so bad, in a different place and in a better place than I am, physically, mentally, right now. And there was just this thought that just kept going in my head, and it just kept speaking to me what's the point? of even continuing. I'm a week into this 75 hard thing, and like I'm doing it. Like I've checked all the boxes. Like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And it is a super hard challenge. It's not the hardest, but it's probably one of the most hard challenges you can do. And I'm doing it, and yet there's times where it feels like I'm doing nothing. And I don't really know why. I don't really know why that is. I think one thing I've just been so used to doing whenever I get into the gym, I've always, for the past like 3 years, I've had these spurts where I'll literally get into the gym based off of motivation, and I'll go for like 3 months, maybe 4, and then something will happen, change of schedule, motivation drops off, and then basically once it gets to the point where I have to use actual discipline to stay in the gym, I'll last maybe a couple more weeks, and then eventually I'll like fall off and I'll drop out of the gym and kind of get back into life without the gym or without exercising very much. And so this time feels completely different. Like this was based off of wanting to improve my discipline and wanting to use discipline and not motivation. So I wasn't like, maybe there was like 10% motivation, 90% like I want to do this, which that is motivation, but you guys know what I mean. Like I wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna do this 75 hard thing. Like it was that, but it was because I'm like, I need to change something, and if I don't, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like if I keep sitting here scrolling on my phone, not working out, being upset about the way that I am physically, and then doing nothing to change that, like I'm literally going to go insane. And so I decided to do this thing. And then there's, like I said last week, there's days where it feels like nothing, like it's super easy, and there's days where it feels like a lot and it takes everything out of me and it's super hard. And I don't know why this morning I just felt like what's the point? Like, and that was what was so weird, was I was upset because I'm not at a certain point. I was upset because I'm not 30 pounds lighter. I was upset because I'm not super jacked and chiseled or whatever. But then I'm like I want to get to that point, but then at the same time my mind was like, yeah, but what's the point of even trying? Which is so weird. And I know what it is. It's spiritual warfare. And if you happen to be watching and you're not a believer, I believe that spiritual warfare is very real, where the enemy tries to speak lies into our head, and a lot of times we believe them. We're like, oh, well, I am fat. I am, this, and that negative thing, which is the complete opposite of what God says about us. But oftentimes he gets us to believe those things. And I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it and be real with you guys and just encourage you guys to don't stop. Keep going. It's not a coincidence in my mind that for the first 7 days, I'm like, yeah, we're rocking this thing. A couple days were a little bit hard, but we're going strong, we're going good. And then on the day number 8, it's like, yeah, I might as well just stop. And to be real, I wasn't that close to actually, well, I'm just gonna quit 75 hard. I was not. In my mind, I'm like, I'm finishing this thing. But it was still that thought was there. And I think so often the enemy just wants us to get ourselves to believe well, there's no point in even trying. I want to get here, but it seems so impossible. It's just easier to stay where I'm at, which that's true. It's wherever you're at right now, it is easier to stay there than to improve. But that's why choosing to walk through the fire, choosing to walk through difficulty, choosing to walk through change instead of staying where you're at, that's why it's so hard, but that's why it matters so much, is because once you do something that completely changes yourself, sorry, the waves are coming in apparently. Once you do something so hard that you did not think you could do, and then you do it, everything after that is going to seem a lot easier. And that's what I've heard about 75 hard. I've heard that if you can do this it's really a mental challenge. Yes, it's physically challenging, but the biggest challenge is the mental part of it. Telling yourself every single morning when you wake up, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to sit there, or not sit there. I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to choose to do these tasks, and I'm going to do it every single day for 2.5 months straight, right? And so when you choose to do something that's this hard mentally, anything else you have to do, it's going to get a lot easier. And yes, there's going to be way harder things than 75 hard that we have to walk through in life. That's just the reality. But I also know that if I stick with this thing, that in 2 months from now, I'll be in a much better place than I am right now. And like I've been saying, I want to get to a better and different place so bad, but it's so hard for me to get myself to believe it. Like, it's so hard for me to sit here and just be like, oh yeah, like once January 17th hits, like, man, I'm gonna be so much better here, here, and here. All of this is gonna be improved. And like, it's so hard for me not to just sit there and like, what if I go through the next 2 months and nothing changes? Like, what if every day I'm only doing the tasks to check the box, and once I get to the end, like, I go back to my normal life that I had before 75 hard. Okay. And the truth is like, if that happens, then it happens, right? I mean, realistically, you're changing your daily habits every single day to form around 75 hard when you're doing it. And when you do it for that long, like 2.5 months, in my mind, feels like a long time for some reason. In the grand scheme of things, it's not. But when you do something for that long, like, you're changing your mindset, you're changing your daily habits. And I truly believe that if you actually finish 75 hard, you will come out of it a different person. You will come out of it with a different mentality. You will come out of it with a different physical strength and mental strength that you didn't have before. And even if you do go back to your normal life, I really truly think it's still going to be different, because that's a lot of things to do and a lot of stuff to go through for that amount of time every single day. So I appreciate you guys listening and watching. I know that this was a very long talking segment. I hope you guys at least use 2 times speed, make it a little bit easier. But yeah, just my real thoughts for today. I love being out here. And again, I just want to be real with you guys. Like, I don't want to be somebody who's fake. I don't want to portray myself as somebody who has it all together, because I don't, not even close. I'm just trying to get closer to God every single day. I'm trying to get better physically and mentally and spiritually. And I'm hoping that in some way, shape, or form, it can be an inspiration to you guys to do the same. And I'm hoping it can also prove to you guys that if I can do this, and if I can make it through this and do everything, then you guys can too. And so I hope you guys start chasing after the life that you want. The only thing I can say is never chase after anything more than God. And this past week has been pretty tough where that's concerned. I find myself chasing views and followers and likes and the tasks for 75 hard more than God. And today I realized that, and I just spent some good time in prayer with the Lord, trying to recenter myself. It'd be like, you know what? All of that will fade, but I want my relationship with God to stay steadfast. I want to stay steadfast in my faith. And so I would just say, like, if there's goals that you have, obviously, like, hand them over to the Lord. Like, ask the Lord, like, hey, like, is this in your will for me? And like, he will reveal that. Anything you ask him, like, Lord, either like, let your will be done, or show me if this is in your will for me. Eventually he will show you what his will for you is. He just does it in very small increments over time. Sometimes big increments in a small amount of time, because God works differently God chooses to reveal the timeline differently for everybody. But yeah, so day 8 is nice. Oh, fun fact, this is my wife and I's 3-month anniversary. We've been married 3 months today, and she's been gone all day because she had class and then she had work, and it's such a far drive from where we live. It's not really worth coming back in between those things. So it's not her fault. That's not what I was saying. But we're just spending most of today apart, but just getting to ponder the fact that, man, I've been married for 3 months, and like, I still can't believe that I'm even married to her, because she's amazing. And right now I'm gonna do, like, you guys have already seen Shelby, my wife, and I don't want to keep referring to her as my wife like all the time. Like, she is my beautiful wife. But so from right here, from this point forward, her name is Shelby, because that is her name. And so I'm going to refer to her as Shelby. And if anybody asks in the future, I'll tell her. But you guys know that I'm married to her. So Shelby, we'll be home later tonight. We'll spend time together. So, man, that was a lot. Today is probably a little bit less film everywhere else, so it will kind of play itself out, hopefully. But yeah, so I love you guys. I truly appreciate every single person who watches these videos. Every single view means a lot to me, and sometimes it can be discouraging that I only got 5 views, but then I think about it and it's like, man, that's 5 people that hopefully most likely stuck to the end and watched my video all the way through, or at least went to check it out. And so every single person who watches these, I appreciate you more than you know. So I love you guys. I don't know how much other film I'm gonna make today, so this could be the end. There could be a few more clips, but this will probably be mostly it for today. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. If you do want to stay up to date on videos or past videos, go ahead and click the subscribe. Drop a comment, say what's up. I love interacting with you guys. So yeah, God bless you guys, and stay kingdom focused.